We do have indeed a very special guest here with us and a treat for everybody here in the studio, here at home as well. We have the 13th world champion with us and the founder of the Grand Chess Tour, Garry Kasparov. Garry, welcome to the show once again.
So how could I miss this round?
Absolutely. It's such a treat for us. The world champion commentating on a game between world champions as well. And I'm going to start with that one. But before we get into the games, this is the 10th edition of the Grand Chess Tour. You are on home turf right now here in Croatia. How are you feeling? Are you proud of your achievements with the tour?
Yeah, I'm very, very happy, and it's probably more precisely to say very proud that it's not just 10th edition of the Grand Chess Tour, but it has one of the locations, traditional locations here in Croatia, and for me it's very important. So when I got my Croatian citizenship, I promised that I would put Croatia firmly on the map, and it's done. So it's what also just makes me feel happy is that every player is making compliments for Zagreb. So just we hear it from all of them, just from Magnus and Gukesh to others. Everybody feels good here.
Even Garry said that he's going to have
even Garry
a training camp later on in the year somewhere around here.
So that it's a good atmosphere. It's really good atmosphere. So that's what I had in mind when we started the Grand Chess Tour. So just to have a professional network. So somehow just resembles World Cup back in the 88, 89. But it's new because it has all forms of chess, and it has it's now a solid place in modern chess history.
Absolutely.
So, and we already we have a new generation. It's 10 years. It was just a change, generational change. And now, again, it's if you exclude our Croatian player Šarić, who is a wild card here, so Magnus is the oldest player.
You made that point during the ceremony, and I couldn't believe it.
I wasn't sure. Again, unfortunately, just Šarić is 3 months older than Magnus, same year. But it's a fact is that it's Magnus is now it's kind of a veteran. So
we're seeing the change of the guard.
We see the change of the guard, and again, it's happening. Just gradually happening. So it's good. Yeah, I think it's very important that it's the Grand Chess Tour became something that is that you can hardly imagine a world of chess without the Grand Chess Tour now. Mm-hmm. So that's the concept is I would not fluctuating, but there always changes to make sure that it adapts to the expectation of the public, because this is not just an event for the players. It's the people are watching it, and that's a key. So it's going back to the 80s. So it's for many players, even my Western colleagues, the idea that the prize money will depend very much on the public attention, so public interest. It was quite revolutionary. Yes. Because chess was always played, it's on the side. So Fischer started a revolution, but it took time just for the idea to gain traction. And now they all know it's about not just entertaining, but also making people really excited about what they see at the chessboard.
Well, in fact, yesterday we had an absolutely full house here in person, and we've seen kids sitting on the ground in front of the players, waiting to get their autographs.
Yeah, but look.
It's an energy, a very special energy here in Croatia.
I hear from many people here, just it's in Zagreb, is that it's a huge deal for Zagreb, for Croatia, because you have all the best players. I mean, you have, except Hikaru, I think you have all the best players.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's a big deal.
Magnus, Fabi, Gukesh.
Exactly. You have
Anish.
Exactly. Yeah. So Abdul Satorov. So yes. Ali Reza. So it's you can hardly do better, and people are happy.
Absolutely. Let's
And,
get
and,
into
and the games, the games are
games are pretty good.
The games are pretty good. It's not that just that so we're short of some exciting games, and of course now there's a big one because it's not just a game between Magnus and Gukesh, so which has many interesting psychological components, yes, as we know, but it's also the game that might decide the if not the whole tournament, but probably the winner of the Rapid. I mean, after miserable start, so losing to Duda, I mean, I would say losing convincingly because Duda played a great game against Gukesh, and then Gukesh just
4 out of 4.
won 4 in the row in Rapid. That's
a lot of points.
And again, it's you just look at the players he beat. It's Alireza, it's Fabi. So it's Abdul Satorov,
Pragnananda
and very important. This is the Indian match.
Exactly.
So I mean, beating 4 top players. So
He's on 8 points right now. He's leading the tournament.
And he plays well. I mean,
yes.
So it's, of course, his opponent's making mistakes, but he plays well. While the Magnus performance so far is shaky. So I would say
it's also extremely important for him psychologically because a lot of people were saying, look, Gukesh, obviously he's a very classical player. He enjoys playing classical more than Rapid and Blitz. But right now we're seeing a change in his style as well.
Look, it's not about changing style. Yes, it's I think he's getting more comfortable with
only 19.
Yeah, exactly. He's very. He's a player. It's the player that's hard to beat. So there's to beat Gukesh, he has many lives. So you have to beat him many times. So probably it's not surprising that it's the world champion in the era of the computers because there's some resemblance. So this is he always finds
resilient.
Exactly. This is the resilience that reminds me of computers. It's probably the most resilient player. I mean that's why it's even Magnus probably. Magnus has other advantages, but as for resilience. He's absolutely amazing. And
we've seen that at Candice. We've seen that at Norway Chess. He had many
okay. This is again, including the infamous game with Magnus. Yes.
Magnus.
Yeah, exactly. I don't recall Magnus, just losing the game when he had +3 or +4 just at one point. Yes.
He never misses those type of positions.
Yeah, but that's why I said it's why he reminds me of the computer because with machine, you lose your concentration. So and you're dead. So with Gukesh, you have to win. You have to beat him, 5 times. So okay, now let's have a look now what's happening in this game.
I'm seeing a huge difference in the bar. Obviously, Magnus seems to be having a close to decisive advantage, at least much better. Why is that?
Well, here?
Yes.
No, because he plays very. This is Magnus played his favorite because he loves this structure, both for black, he plays, but he also now plays it for white. He found a way with double pawns, C pawns, but then this is D5 square, and then he maneuvers his knight, and I think it's.
Let's take a look at how this one happened.
Let's have a look. Yes.
Bishop to E6.
Yeah. Yeah, this is you can start with just from the beginning.
Sure. Yes. Please.
Yeah, bishop before and he just played here, knight and f3, and yes, okay. So, and d takes e3, and typically again it should be good for white, for black. So because this is the pawn, so but Magnus doesn't care. I mean he likes it, and that's his maneuver, and I think Gukesh, it's the not very convincing move. So g6. Bishop e6, so and bishop g5. It's and queen d7. I'm not sure. I mean, this. I think the position. This one is okay, but there's something this went wrong here for Gukesh because we see he still have time, and because queen d7 and what's happened then? Queen
f3,
d7, f3, knight h5, bishop f2. No, 93, yes, and b5.
Yes.
Knight d5. I think it's this. It's tough. But
He probably missed knight d5, right?
Yeah, I think he missed knight d5. But I wouldn't go knight h5. I mean, that's the. I mean, whatever. But I wouldn't go knight h5. So
keep the knight there.
Yeah, look, again, it's the. I don't know what's the best. Maybe we can.
Go h5.
Maybe go king e7. Maybe h5. Maybe king e7. Maybe even, I don't know. Maybe b4 even. I don't. But you don't want maybe b4. I don't know. Just how about b4?
Yeah, that's definitely a move.
Yeah,
that's an interesting pawn. You cannot obviously.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the machine that computer doesn't like it. Yeah, yeah. But I would not. I mean, knight on f4 is yeah, no, that's.
But this is why the machine doesn't like it, which is not.
Yeah,
the
but
way
queen,
humans
yes,
play,
exactly.
Right?
That's then. But queen b4 probably it's a pawn.
Against, it is a pawn.
It is a pawn. It is a pawn.
Queen comes back. B4.
Queen comes back b4. Yes. So this is maybe that's. Yeah. Yeah. But knight h5 is a bad move. It is really a bad move. So that's the. So maybe h5. H5. I just what happens after h4 f6.
F6. Yes.
Okay. F6. Maybe this.
And we play with a knight on f4. It's
exactly. This is he has to do something. I don't know. Just bishop h2 g3 somehow.
The thing is, bishop f2 doesn't work.
That doesn't work. So
because what do you do? G2.
No, you cannot. So what should you do? Rook h2 maybe. Rook h2, then bishop f2, then g3. So it's the.
Looks a bit awkward, but perhaps this is the way
to do it. It's a bit awkward, but it's again. It's the position is. Yeah, probably yes. White is better, but it's still. Knight h5, I think that's the game goes south for.
Bishop f2, king f8. He's trying to find a plan. Bishop to e3.
Yes, but now you see this g3. That's it. Knight. You know, just compare this position to one that we had five moves ago. So this is yeah. You have this knight on h5. You know, and you have knight on f4. Mm-hmm. This is a huge difference. So white bishop is on a3. There's battle of position. G3. Knight is cut. So you just simply compare two positions and you understand that something went wrong.
Yes,
very wrong. So yeah.
Do you think this game means more for the players, specifically for Magnus? Do you think it means more?
I think for both. I think there's a huge pressure. It's huge pressure. And again, what is the pressure? It's even greater because it's. The game might well decide, who wins the rapid.
Yes.
So it's and Magnus wants to win. I mean, this is Zagreb is his town, so that's he wants to win. But considering what's happened last time, so of course, that's the beating Gukesh becomes it's for Magnus's biggest priority. It's as important as winning the tournament. So now the knight went back to
f6.
To f6.
Yes. This is what we have. Perhaps he's looking at ideas of g4. At some point, for example, if you go long castle like this, can you try to go g4?
No, come on.
Too much.
Are you serious? Okay, this is
too much. Just take on g4. Yeah.
G4, I don't know. Just take on g4 or queen e2. I don't know. Just what's
yes. Too much. Yeah. You're opening the position for me.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. But you can. b4, c4.
Yeah.
Before c4.
Closing things up like this. There's still some play in it. There's definitely still some play in it.
There's rook b8, maybe just but after a4 I can play bishop b1 unless something will happen probably on the king side of b4. Yeah.
Should we? But look,
it's always easy now just for us to make comments. Just having a machine here.
Of course.
They play and there's a huge tension. What's time wise?
15 minutes right now for Magnus, 11 for Gukesh. And this is something that you made a very good point about. Gukesh is playing fast as well. He's generally not in time trouble.
No.
Or if he is, he generally lands there after their opponents get there.
We'll see. So let's look at other games.
Let's look at other games as well. Let's go through all of them. We've had a draw, a quick one.
Quick one, yes.
Anish versus Prague. And then let's go to one that we were looking at, in fact. Was it Ivan Šarić? I mean, this is a very interesting one.
Šarić is doing fine. So I think he tried to make a draw with Duda. He had much better position.
Yes.
Yes, after the opening. So I was pretty happy to see the Najdorf actually. Another Najdorf now. Yes, it's not only Berlin. Yes, it's Najdorf.
He has not lost a single game so far. He's very tremendous.
So what's happened there? Bishop c3. What he took on?
Oh, he took with the queen.
Was a queen?
Yes.
Come on, Ivan. Why
What do you think he was worried about?
I don't know.
Taking with the pawn.
It's more exciting.
Take with the pawn, you go knight e4, maybe I go king to d2, or what's the idea?
I don't know. What about bishop g4? I don't know. Does bishop
this
g4
is what
work?
he was worried about.
Does bishop g4 work?
This is probably what he was worried about. Yes.
Yeah, that's
And queen takes
Yeah.
c3, and it does seem like you're getting a good attack going.
it's the king e2. Yes, it's still
King e2.
still.
The problem is, I think you can start with rook to e8.
Rook e8, yes. Rook e8, yes. Rook e8, yes. And yes, and the king. Ooh,
Bishop to
bishop g4 now. That's right. Because there are no threats there. There are no
Yes.
threats. Yes, you're right. There are no threats. No, king d2 doesn't work. No, that's the.
yes.
So maybe you should play rook d3, but it's the.
So he did decide to take with the queen, and this is what we have right now. Still doing quite well. I do want to leave it at this because I'm hearing that Wesley is beating up on Duda right now. And we were looking at this game as well.
Nah, but this is the Duda, no joke. But I saw this is the commentary, but we can have, this is what we discussed with you, so here, this is this point. So it's knight h5, I don't like. Knight h5 is already kind of capitulation. Because you don't want, this is your only chances. This is, when you look, you're gambling. So this your gamble based on your assumption, your hope, your fantasy that you can attack. Because if you don't attack here, again, the moment the bishop c4 moves somewhere, knight goes on c4, you're dead. So you have to attack. Yeah. So that's why that's a move that we discussed. h5, so h4, and now maybe this one is just this. I don't know. Just that's the.
We were looking at some fun lines here.
Yeah,
like
h4.
and
Yes,
h4.
like h4.
It's not giving a completely winning position for white, which is probably good news for this idea. Yes, bishop h2.
h3.
Still not that easy. Still not that easy.
The evaluation, is this, yeah.
It does seem like.
Okay, that's again, that's what you should do. I mean, it's knight c4 still.
We're getting a fun position.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's fun. Maybe he just still goes on knight c4, and then bishop goes on g3.
Well, actually, rook takes h2 is an option. Rook takes h2, king takes h2, and just to save the bishop.
No, but rook h2, knight takes b6 check. By the way,
I guess you could. Yes.
Yes, probably you should play bishop a7 immediately. Yes.
Take. And,
ed4, yes. ed4, cd4. No, that's not.
It seems knight e7.
Yeah, just
knight e7.
Knight g6, knight f4. So that's the.
Yes.
Yeah, but but it's logical. So this is knight h5. After knight h5, you're strategically lost.
Capitulation.
No, you're strategically lost. So you'd better die. Just in a real battle than it's accepting this. Yeah, because it's so easy for white to play bishop b5. Now this is knight goes on c4, and it's. Yeah.
So you're not very happy right now with Duda's position. He doesn't seem to be very happy. 8 minutes against 12 minutes for Wesley, and the attack is fine.
His position, yes, is open. Yes, so the king is exposed, and it's not clear, what black have. Okay, I don't know. Bishop e6, man. I don't know. Even simply rook c1.
Did you get a chance to follow the games yesterday?
Yeah, I followed all the games. Yes.
The games of Wesley, 3 decisive results.
Yeah. This is very impressive victory of Magnus.
Yes.
Yeah, very impressive. So that's just all playing. Just it's the. But Wesley played some good games. Beat Caruana, very positional game, and then Anish, sharp game. But I think Anish pushed too hard. So I think he had a good position, but he pushed too hard. Anish played also a good game against Ambol Satorov, who is playing very poorly here. Yeah, so it's the. But today I think Ferrugia had winning endgame. But also I think Prague. I was surprised. I think he had very good winning chances. He just you don't exchange. This when you have two knights on a6 and c5, they step on each other.
Prague against Magnus.
Yes, last round. So this knight I was very surprised to see knight d3. You don't exchange. You have to prepare before with two knights.
Yes.
And then just it's complicated. So at one point you could play knight a2 and then b4, and I think Magnus was in big trouble.
Tell me about Prague. What's your assessment of his performance? He's been having a tremendous 2025.
Exactly.
Won Tata Steel, won in Romania.
He won four tournaments. Yes, he won
at least three that I can
three
remember.
Or four. Yes, yeah. But
almost every tournament he plays in, he wins.
Yes. He won big tournaments. Yes, but here he doesn't do well. Maybe tired. I don't know. Just it's the. Yeah.
Do you see him as obviously? Can he be the leader of the Indian chess revolution, or is Gukesh still at the top, the world champion?
No, with Gukesh around, so he can he can hardly call anybody else a leader. And also, I think there was a very important game yesterday, and he lost pretty badly. Gukesh beat him, and I think Prague had a very good position. Yeah, after the opening. So, and then somehow, this is Gukesh found interesting maneuvers like bishop h2 check, e5. So, and he outplayed him, gradually outplayed him. So, yeah.
But this competition between the two youngsters,
that's good.
Arjun as well.
That's good for chess.
It's very good for chess. It's very good for Indian chess as well.
It's good for chess. So it's very, very good for chess. So let's see. I can actually do that. Let's see. I'm just now maybe having my second thought. So maybe it's not that clear, because still two bishops, and queen goes on g5, and maybe I have to reconsider. Yes, my very pessimistic evaluation.
There's certainly some fight left in this one.
No, it's maybe it's not clear, because again, the queen goes on g5 and the king is protected. The king just don't touch the king. Yes, so this stays on g8. No, maybe I was too pessimistic. So two bishops are two bishops.
Yes, it's going to become something, right? Yeah. You might be getting some pawns, but this bishop on a7, as long as it survives, you have options. Yeah. Finally, before we go back to the world champions fight, Nordirbek versus Fabi.
Fabi, yes, Nordirbek. Nordirbek is not doing.
Both of these players not doing very well in this one.
Especially Nordirbek.
Yes, Fabi as well, losing against Gukesh last one. 3 points, both of them. So at the bottom of the standings.
Yeah. But Nordirbek is just, it's the way Fabi is just fighting, and Nordirbek is, surprisingly just, this is the way he plays is not very inspiring. So because you expect more from him.
One of the things, he generally travels with his second, Rustam Kasimjanov. He's not here. Do you think that's playing a role?
He also plays, I don't know, but he also plays many tournaments.
He plays non-stop.
Yes, non-stop, yes. So what's the now? Now bishop d8 or what?
Bishop to d8 seems like a fair move.
It's
bishop to d2. And then I continue.
Yeah, still defending. Black is better. Maybe it's not the end.
Question is how much better, right?
I would say seriously better.
Seriously better.
Yes. So this is like,
what is it? Is it just the pawn structure?
Weak pawns, very weak pawns. Yes.
Pawn c4, pawn.
Yes, pawn. Yes, this is two very weak pawns. So, but it's still, you should find a way to do something with
to untangle. Still, plenty of game left in this one. Let's get back to this one. It's heating up. In between Magnus and Gukesh.
Wow.
A lot of things happen.
Well, things happen, and it's not good for Magnus.
Wait a minute.
It's not good for Magnus, the way this is, Before? Oh my God. That's something wrong, that's you don't play before. You don't play before. No, that's Magnus. No. Just I don't want to look at it. You don't play before.
You don't play before.
No, you don't play. Period. You don't play.
Why?
No, because look, you open the position again. The c6 is coming, as you understand it. This is so you open the, and your king is in the center, and black king is well protected. So you have a solid position. Black has no counterplay. So as we discussed in the long castle, and then you can start just preparing your action. It's not easy. Black has solid position, but you don't play before. I mean that's I wouldn't have considered before. Yeah, so that's I think it's psychological pressure. Yeah, of course it's tempting, because if if black doesn't do nothing, this is Bishop d3. I think he played yes here.
He played bishop d3. Yes.
I think that's the bishop d3 is another questionable move. I think, but he wants to win the pawn. I understand. So I would probably start with.
This is the position we have.
No,
right
that's
now.
not. That's fight.
Magnus also down on time. He was up 4 minutes. Now he's slightly down on time.
He played a3 now.
A3, Rook d8. Again, that resilience that you've been talking about. He comes back from the dead, it seems like.
Dead.
Gukesh, that is.
Back from the dead. Yes, that's,
Because with castle, f4 coming, h4 coming, that looked like a wrap-up.
no, it's not rubber, but it's difficult for Black had to create something. Now is the Rook's one. Let's see. So again, Magnus. Maybe Magnus will prove me wrong, but
Magnus is Magnus.
Yes, yeah. Maybe he'll prove me wrong, but the computer's on my side.
He's banking everything on this pawn. Yes.
Yeah, but still is the.
Can we try to go back, or is this knight good on
No,
a4?
but yeah, I just don't want to see bishop c5. Yeah. b6 is an option probably. Maybe an option, yes, but
Seems just simply taking this one, which is, by the way, not an easy move to make. But position becomes a bit crazy after rook takes a3.
It's a crazy position, yes. Bishop c5, queen f6, yes.
Yes.
I don't wish to do here.
We're having the help of the engine.
Yes,
we see the bar, but they don't.
They don't. They don't. Yes, absolutely, they don't.
I don't know how to assess this one.
Queen e2, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's a crazy position. Absolutely crazy
Absolute
position.
crazy position. Yeah, absolute crazy position. And
But you had something else in mind as well.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. So this is the starting with queen f6, c7, yes?
Queen f6, c7. Knight takes c7 seems to be an option right now.
Rook takes c7.
And queen to d6.
D6.
And then, once again,
Bishop d5, yes.
it's starting to become a fun position.
Yeah.
Wow.
Take king f8.
Hide the king.
Yeah.
This is such a wild position.
It is a wild position, but it's a wild position, but you have to.
Such a wild
It's
position.
the
And
rook b7.
you cannot take, because I would assume this is mate.
It is made.
This has to be a
No, it is
mate.
made. No, it's made. Queen g7, g4, queen h6. Yeah, g4.
That is very nice. Let's conclude that one.
Yeah.
We do have a move. 1 second. Rook to d6.
Logical move. So this is he wants to, but I think it's.
He's trying to
No,
maybe
he's
swing
trying
his
maybe
rook.
just
What is he?
to double.
Double up.
Maybe double rooks, yes. That's the.
How should white continue? Obviously, also putting that rook on that diagonal could become dangerous. No more knight b6, that's for sure. No more knight b6 right now. It's one of those positions in which every single move is high consequence.
Very high consequence, yes.
You need to spend time on this
And you
position,
don't.
and you don't have it.
And you don't have it. You don't have it. So how about king f2?
King to f2.
I want rook d1. Just if
That's
he goes rook
very
d8,
natural.
rook d8, just by rook on g1 is just. I want to go here.
Yes.
Maybe something wrong. Yes.
Knight takes e3. Let's see.
Knight
because
b2, knight b2. Yes, knight b2 now. So, but This one is just, this is rook d8, something went wrong.
Just take the pawn. It seems
Yes.
like
Yes.
the engine doesn't care. The engine simply does not care.
Knight c3, queen c2, yes?
Yes. Knight takes b5, queen takes a4.
Yes. And king f2 is useful. Yes, we just...
Such a safe king, it feels like right now.
Yeah. But again, it's all easy. We have computer here, so you have to look for all these attacks. You need time to consider, and black. Okay, what's happening with timing? Oh, now
Magnus
is
down
behind.
to his last 5 minutes 40 seconds, 6 minutes 17 for Gukesh. It's very close, very very close.
Mm-hmm. So yes, king. You have to do something with the king. I don't feel comfortable because connecting rooks. So that's what I would do. Yes, instinctively what I would do, yes.
We are being told Saric did make a draw in his game against Firuza, so 2 games already down, 3 more to
Saric
go.
draw.
Yes.
Saric drew, so that was roughly an equal endgame, yes.
After queen takes c3, after the exchange of the queens.
Mm-hmm.
Magnus, right now, really trying to find a way forward.
Don't know, I still think king f2 is probably the best one.
King f2.
Well, yes, I just would move. Now, I thought about also thinking about bishop f, but it's the
Bishop where?
bishop f2, but I don't like it. Yes, if you play bishop f2 here, like maybe even g4.
Yes. Maybe g4,
G4,
maybe
yes.
rook a d8.
Yes, but it's this. No, I thought somehow to go queen
It's a
c2.
big moment. Let's see what he goes for. He's just about to make a move. Bishop takes b5. He took that pawn, which is apparently a mistake, a slight mistake.
Knight c3.
Knight c3, I think he wants to go bishop c5. This is what he's going for. But how is this position, Gary? 3 pawns are the knights.
Again, it's a total disbalance. Total disbalance.
He played it. The only move right now, I think, is bishop to c5.
Yeah.
He played it.
But it's an amazing game. It's an amazing game. So
What a game.
they're very good players. Amazing. They have so little time, and they don't have access to the computer, but they manage to play some very good moves.
Good decisions.
Very good.
Yes. Very sensible decisions in such a complex. Knight takes b5 seems to be the only move right now.
Yeah. Otherwise,
If you take on d2, the idea.
no. That's yes.
You lose the rook at the
No,
end.
that's the.
So we're expecting knight takes b5.
No, the knight c5, queen c3. That's also no good. Queen c3 is also no good. Yes.
Knight takes b5 is on the board.
Of course, yes, exactly. Yeah.
And now the big question: how do you assess this one? What's the next move?
King f2.
King f2. King f2.
King f2.
I'm thinking g4.
G4, rook d1. Rook d1.
Rook d1. Yeah. He's going for it. King f2 on the board.
G.
On the board.
I don't think g4 is a good move.
Probably not.
Maybe you should do maybe knight b6, something like that.
Knight b6. Opening up the rook.
Yeah,
also
no,
looking
knight
at
c exactly.
c4.
Yes, I want to because knight on a4 doesn't play, so you can't afford playing without a knight. Oh, he played knight b6, yes.
He did play knight b6.
Yeah, he played this. He always makes makes the best moves. Yes.
But it's incredible to see your feeling as well, of the best moves and the problem pieces, because you immediately understood which one is the problem piece.
Rook d1, I think now you should go.
We do have queen d3
Queen
on the board.
Queen d3. I don't like queen d3.
And queen to e6.
I would have played rook d1 instantly.
5 minutes 30 seconds for Gukesh, 4 minutes with an absolutely wild position. It seems balanced. What's your intuition telling you that this result is going to be? Let's make some predictions, in-game live predictions.
I don't know. I feel that Gukesh is doing well. So I think Magnus is not happy.
He's building up on
too many threats. So if I have to bet, I would bet on Gukesh.
Wow.
Now, in this position.
Big moment.
King is open. Yeah, and Queen D3. I'm not sure the good moves. I think Magnus. He definitely lost his. And I can imagine what's happening in his head. So he had such a good position. I think he thinks, why the hell I played before? So that's why I opened this. You know, why I gave him the chances. So I could have played. You know, just it's this again. But that's the nervous. He came here just to take a revenge for no chess, and that's not good. You know, you don't. You know, you play chess. You don't try to win the game. You know, just because it's an emotional importance to you. Yeah.
So you do think that it's a big emotional moment right now for Magnus? Let's see.
It is a big emotional moment. This is whatever he says. It's a big emotional moment, and it's.
He likes to say it isn't, but
no, whatever he says, it's yeah. He has to say that, but it's still a big emotional moment. Yeah. So and. It's knight goes on c4. You know, this is g4 maybe at one point. Yeah, but
how big would a victory here for Gukesh be? Not only from a standpoint of the tournament, but psychologically, back-to-back victories.
Psychologically,
against Magnus.
Let's not you know.
If he gets there,
let's not rush.
If he
let's not put a horse before cart. But it's if he gets in. Because it's not just a game you won big. It's a fight. It's a real fight. So and I mean beating Magnus if he wins. Anything can happen against if he wins. You know, while Magnus, you know, came to the game, you know, just with full rage. So that's a very big deal. Mm-hmm. It's a very big deal. I mean, just even if we forget a simple thing that is. Probably winning the game, he'll win the tournament, the rapid part of the tournament. So there's a very good chance that he'll end up on top of the tournament. He's
going to have 10 points way up in the lead. Magnus is feeling the pressure down to his last minute and 30 seconds on his clock.
I don't like it. Queen D3 is a bad move. So, but you just go back, just as what was this? Is this? Am I correct that this? There was a different move here. You have to make.
No, Queen D3 seems to have been fine.
Rook c5.
Rook c5 is what he played, and right now, what's your feeling telling you? How should he proceed? How should Gukesh go for? Go for it.
Knight c4, queen d5.
E4.
Because now he closed. Now knight is not hanging. Now knight on b6 is not hanging.
This is the best move played.
Yeah, e4.
In 10 seconds.
Because knight is not again. That's what he does. That's why he became the champion.
So if I go queen to d4 right now.
King h7, king g8, I don't know.
Queen d4 is on the board. And I don't have rook to e5 because of queen
a2. Take a2. Oh, that's a problem.
King g8.
Yes, that's a problem.
On the board.
That's a problem. I think it's Magnus isn't. Okay, rook e1, rook I don't know, rook a1 maybe. I don't know, rook a1, queen h. Rook a1.
Down to his last minute on the clock, Magnus right now.
Rook a1.
Rook a1, perhaps take.
Then maybe rook e5.
Then rook to e5.
Queen h3, yes. I don't know.
Queen h3. Oh my goodness.
No, queen h6.
Something tells me this is going to be impossible to handle with less than a minute on the clock. It's just such a tough position.
No, I think this is, yeah. Before.
That was.
It's terrible. You don't do that.
It's not over yet. Rook to d1. Let's see. If anybody will fight, it's going to be Magnus. He wants to go rook to e5, I think. Rook to e5, queen a2, and rook d2. Is that it?
No, but queen h3. Queen h3. Queen h3.
Yeah.
Because take rook at f3. That's it.
It's over.
So he takes f3. He takes f3. It's.
Gukesh is feeling it right now. You can see.
He takes f3 still, but somehow.
He took it.
But what's the best move? Because the computer doesn't see us winning.
Rook to c2.
Rook c2 is the only move.
That's such.
Rook c2, but
such a difficult move to make.
You can't find a move. Rook c2. Queen h3, king g1.
Queen h3.
King g1.
King to g1. Yes.
And it's still. Oh yes, white is even winning. Can Magnus find rook c2?
Rook c2 is a huge move right now. Let's see if he finds it. Rook e5. Queen h3 is over.
Queen h3 is winning, yes.
Queen h3 is winning right now. Gukesh
That's
is pulling his sleeves,
yep. It's a big moment.
ready to seize
It's
the
a
moment.
big moment. I hope Magnus will not stop loving Zagreb after this. Yes. Yeah, it's the Rook C2, but Rook C2 is impossible to find. Yes, it's the.
Yeah.
It's but again, it's you don't play before, you don't open the position, so that's the. No,
This is the moment right now. Queen to
Yep.
h3.
Yep.
He's looking at it.
Okay. I made a bad joke about the rook takes a3. Yes, okay. That's there are many moves winning now. Yeah, now rook takes a3, knight c4.
So what is the? How do you finish things off after rook to e3?
Rook takes a3 or just no. This is queen h5. Yeah, just there's so many.
Queen h5. I mean that's probably the way to do it.
Yeah, it's the. I'm thinking about. Also, yeah, it's.
Queen h5 is completely winning as well. Yes.
Yeah, this
seems to be it.
simply taking on d1. Yes.
Yes. Seems to be enough.
Okay. Gukesh has 4 minutes.
4 minutes against 35 seconds for
Yes, but
Magnus
this is- yeah,
right
Magnus.
now.
Yeah, but yeah, that's still b4 is not
Knight
Not-
c4. Okay.
c4. Still winning, yes.
Still completely winning.
Still completely winning. Actually, it's probably even better because it's just psychologically it's more unpleasant because it's now rook take a3 is a threat.
You can see the frustration on Magnus right now. He understands. Yeah, this might be it.
4 pieces in the attack, and this is no. Yeah.
10 seconds. Rook to a5.
Rook to a5. Yes. It doesn't have to take rook e8. I would have played rook e8. Yeah,
Yes.
that's just not to.
You want the mate, Gary. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but
want
it's
G4,
rook, yes,
Queen
yes,
H2.
whatever this is yeah, queen h5. So this yeah. He took on a5. That's it's still
Rook to e8 once again. Perhaps that should be winning. Let's see if you go rook to e8, queen takes d6.
queen f5 check. Queen mate.
F5.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And
Queen
that's
f5.
rook e2 and mate.
That's the mate.
Rook e8.
Rook to e8.
I would still keep my knight on c4 alive. Yes, it's more aesthetically. That's more.
You wanted to keep the knight on c4.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Big moment. Very big moment.
I think so.
This is, yes, Magnus collapsed, and just he had everything. So he had great position.
He will have the chance, obviously, in Blitz to bounce back against Gukesh in their direct matchup, but still, such a big moment for the young Indian superstar.
Yeah, it's still. It's not. He's trying to
Calm things down.
to calm things down. So this is just collect all the pawns, and this is that's it. Yes.
Queen to f2, perhaps. Oh,
Queen f2 you can't. His rook is hanging, so we have to go queen.
Queen
Queen
d2.
d3, queen c5 check,
yeah.
and then take the pawn with a check. So it's so it's over.
Take on c6
Okay.
with
The
a check.
table is solid. Yes.
Let's see. Let's see.
Yes, table is solid. Yeah.
10 seconds for Magnus. He played queen d7. The table is solid. That's a
Queen
great
d7.
point.
Yes, and queen c5 check, maybe, or just I don't know, 93 maybe, 93.
93. Rook to d2. Only move to not get checkmated. And there could be a few ways, perhaps. Get knight to
This is
c5
trying to. Yeah, but again, this is too much time on Gukesh.
This is something that, again, he's not known for. To play so well on the clock as well, to manage his time so well. Being up 2 minutes 40 seconds against 18 seconds against Magnus, we don't see that very often.
No.
This type of pressure on the clock.
Yeah.
It's usually Magnus
I think
that puts the pressure on the clock.
Gukesh will probably play queen c5 check, king h1. I think he will check and 93.
93 first.
Rook d2.
Queen c1, he's following.
Knight g4 check, yes. Yep, correct. King e2. Queen C4 then.
He's playing the best moves, Garry, right now.
Yeah, but we know that. We know that he plays best moves. Yeah, again, this is the era of computers. King E2.
King E2, 95.
Queen C4 check.
Queen C4.
Or 95, I don't know. 95 take on C6, yeah, that's simple, yes. But Queen C4 also looks good. I think he goes Queen C4 check. That's check is nice. Oh no, 95.
He wants to eliminate that pawn on C6.
Yeah, just two extra. Yeah, that's
Stay safe. And the thing is,
he'll resign
I
now.
can just simply take on C6 because of...
You can take with a knight.
Yes.
I think Magnus resigns now. Yeah? No, come on, you should resign, Magnus. You should probably stop, yes.
He's going to go Queen E7.
Queen C4 check.
Queen to C4 check.
I don't know. Or knight takes C6.
Knight takes C6.
Yeah, but any move is good.
Knight takes C6.
Yeah, knight takes C6.
Queen to E4.
Rook takes A5.
Rook takes A5 with a threat. Rook to E5.
Extra piece, but plus attack.
Who has the compensation?
Yes, nice. Magnus can't, just...
And if you go rook to C2, maybe just rook to E5. Oh no, sorry. That would be nice. Queen takes C2 and knight to D4.
Okay, fine.
Resignation. Gukesh. Wow.
So that's yeah. You don't play before.
First reaction.
Big. Look, very important day. Yes, I think it's the now we can question Magnus' domination because it's not just a second loss, but it's a very convincing loss. So again, it's not miracle by just Gukesh benefiting from Magnus' terrible mistakes, but it's a game that was a big fight and Magnus lost. Serious. Yeah.
Do you think Magnus feels that as well right now? Back-to-back losses against Gukesh?
It is.
Do you think he's starting to have those type of thoughts?
I don't know what kind of thoughts he has. I mean, it's not about his thoughts. It's about the harsh reality. So yeah, and it is a reality. So okay, let's have a look. This game. Wesley
versus Duda. Last game. Actually, it's not the last game of the round. Fabiano is. In fact, maybe we should go to that one. Fabiano versus Nodirbek. This is what we have. No, Nodirbek, 8 seconds on his clock.
Yeah, but Fabi is knight b2 and a-pawn is...
A-pawn is coming down the board.
Yeah.
Just played.
Yeah, it's not. It's easy. Nodirbek. Yeah, okay. He resigned now. Yeah.
I think you are spot on. What is it? What's happening with Nodirbek? Is it energy?
I don't know. It's the... If you play so many games, so maybe it's, it bites.
He's running a bit out of steam. Yeah.
Not a bit, just seriously.
Yeah.
A4 and yeah.
Bishop to C1.
Okay.
A3.
A3 or knight takes C4. A3 it doesn't matter.
Then knight to D3 next move.
A3 played.
I think we're going to see resignation.
Yeah. Yeah. He has to resign.
See, we know Nodirbek is a fighter, but there's no more fighting.
Fighter, yeah, okay. He needs something to fight with, yes. So let's go back to So.
Let's go back to So. We're expecting a win in this one.
Draw.
A bit sedate in that one as well.
Draw.
Let's stay just to see the handshake between Nodirbek and Fabiano.
Yeah.
It seems like the other one is not. Let's see the handshake of Fabiano versus Nodirbek.
Yeah.
Right now we're on the Wesley, and we're going to see definitely
okay, 5.
A draw in that one.
A big fight.
Yes.
Let's do this. A big fight, but now seems Gukesh is unstoppable. 5 wins in a row in Rapid. It hasn't happened in Grand Chess too. 5.
I cannot remember.
5 in a row in Rapid. In Blitz, we know Magnus won many. I mean, but in the Rapid, straight 5, I don't think so.
Take a look at Gukesh right now being absolutely swarmed by the fans. It's a huge deal right now. The world champion just defeated Magnus Carlsen in back-to-back games, and in very convincing fashion. I want to say this game in particular is so convincing.
It's typical. So this is, yes, Magnus had his favorite plan. The opening went, south for Gukesh. So he played knight h5 was a bad move. So it was this. And he was not, I'm sure as a position was not good. So it both visually and also just from the computer's point of view. And then, then Magnus pushed too early. So before, and then, I don't know, before, how many moves by first line Gukesh made?
A lot.
So that's how many moves by first line. So it seems to me that, he made many moves, that's, if not the first, but second line. So he played, it was also, since before, he probably played an impeccable game.
Incredible game. And that finishes the round, finishes the day for us here in day 2. That was a draw. Garry, it felt like the time flew by.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
But we saw something,
some incredible games.
Incredible
especially
games.
this one.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you very much, Garry.
Okay.
And
good.
We'll see you in the next few days.
Yeah, absolutely. Be around.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Garry. And